Alright, everybody, welcome to Donkey Kong Country. This match is between MagicK and Kanis of Group A. Kanis, I believe, I have to go double check. Kanis either has a very low 33 or a high 32 in this game, and MagicK holds a 38 in this game. So there's a distinct advantage here for Kanis, but if you've seen any of this tournament matches so far, you know that just because you have an advantage doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things. So we got World 1. It's just a good intro to tech here. Lots of basic rolling. We had an extended roll in the first level, which is essentially you unpress Y and repress Y at certain points in the terrain, and MagicK taking an early, unfortunate death, just barely missing the rope. Go ahead and swap over to Kanis audio. Oh! This game can just snowball on you. But we are also working on getting MagicK's timer straightened out. As Kanis moves on. Oh, the auto didn't switch. Interesting. Let me try this again. Oh well. Still get some good music. Thank you, Mr. Broadstone. But yeah, so Kanis is kind of cruising his way through. You see him do some crawl space jumps there that save just a couple frames, which, you know, adds up. And MagicK also moving on to 1-3 now. So Kanis is hitting the first water level of the game. Water levels are notoriously difficult to optimize. Not necessarily difficult to learn, but when you're a runner of his caliber, these are the levels that start to get really tricky to try and, you know, play perfectly. Looks like we're hopefully getting an audio switch here. And you see Kanis kind of just take off with the fish there. Normally, Unguard does not start at his max speed there, but by holding, it's up and B or down and B or something like that, some combination of a button with B, you start off with pretty much max speed. And Kanis makes short work of that water level. Looks like we're having a little bit of a problem, so we'll just switch back to MagicK's. All the music in this game is good, but you see, he kind of gets stuck there. Unguard's iframes are a little bit tricky to deal with. So he took a hit there just barely, and it's just another one of those things that can easily snowball. Kanis is skipping over most of this level. There's these barrels on top of the level that allow you to just kind of zoom through the level. Looked like he had a little bit of a hiccup there based on his exit time, but I'm not quite sure what happened. First boss of the game, not too much to say here. The biggest thing is you want to just try and land on his head as soon as you can, as soon as he starts kind of descending from his jump. Kanis into World 2, Winky's Walkway. Here's an example of an extended roll coming up right here. Yep, 1, 2, and 3. Normally rolling like that, you would not be able to make it, but by timing your releases and represses of Y, you can actually maintain your horizontal height long enough to hit the boardwalk of that second segment. We're going to have another warp here. Fortunately, this gets a very uninteresting level, is what I'll say. It's also not a trivial level. This minecart level in particular is pretty tricky. Some tight jumps in a very clunky vehicle. You see more of these crawl space jumps. Crawl space jumps are kind of the big thing here. Ooh, and Kanis gets kind of a phantom tire bounce there that doesn't let him skip the B, and now he's just going to wait it out just to be safe, which no problem there at all. All right, MagicK playing a little bit safe, grabbing the barrel as he goes. If you do some quick fancy Y press in action, you can actually jump over that barrel like Kanis did. But it's not a huge time saver, so definitely don't blame MagicK for just bailing on that. Stop and go station is another warp. World 2 is the world of warp, so to speak. 3 of the levels you can just kind of skip past. MagicK taking the safety midpoint. See if he can... Does he go for the crawl space? I don't think he does. Nah. Alright, Kanis is about to do what's called a super jump here. So he's going to take damage intentionally and watch Donkey fly off the screen, which is important. And now he's actually going to run into this with D, and that jump height from when Donkey got hurt is stored. And he jumps into a barrel that normally he has to go get a tire to jump into. Here's our boy Neki. He's probably I've said this time and time again, he's probably the only real source of RNG in this run. He and his senior counterpart, where their head spawns, can save just a little bit of time if it's lower. Not a great Neki. He was not very friendly. Also, I missed this, Julian, but thank you for the data face. Kanis on to World 3 here. Another warp. Our warp the volume of the warp barrels in this are heavily skewed towards the front, so we're about done. After the next level, I think there's only 2 more in the last 3 worlds. So this level also has a warp here at the top of the screen. And now Forest Frenzy. Forest Frenzy has a multitude of ways you can approach this level. With each new racer I watch, I'm not sure what approach they'll take until they start going for it. It looks like Kanis is just going to do the super jump. And he does. So there's 2 different things you can do here. You can do a super jump, which is what we saw at the end of World 2. It's about 20 seconds slower than the optimal strat, but far, far less risky. There's also what's called a super jump roll, which we'll get into a little bit more later. It's much faster. It's about, like I said, it's about 20 seconds faster. But if you fail the trick, you can lose a bunch. You can lose... I think if you were to just immediately die and retry, you would lose like 23 seconds. And then if you just decided to play the level out, you lose like 40 seconds. So not worth it. Just take kind of the average approach here. And I think that's pretty much what almost every racer has done so far. So MagicK also doing the super jump. The Temple Tempest features a lot of extendos, like what we just saw there. We're going to see another one here that looks a lot scarier. But as a trained donkey professional, Kanis handles it with ease. And you're even probably, I assume you're going to see an Omega extended roll here in just a couple seconds. Okay, setting up for it. And, ooh, okay, cool. Sometimes you can miss the tire. That's sometimes just how it goes with the extendo, with the Omega extendo. So good on Kanis for having the reaction time to not just, fall in the pit there. Because that would have put MagicK right back in the race. So now Kanis is going to do what's called a map warp. You see him just kind of run far away from Orangutan Gang. He's going to go back to World 1. He's going to be looking for the corners of the map here, especially near Reptile Rumble. Gets it first try like a true champion. And due to the weird properties of how this game's map works, hitting a face button on the exact frame that you hit the corner just sends you to some random point in the game, usually like a bonus exit. In this case, it's the bonus exit at the end of Orangutan Gang. MagicK losing his ostrich, but fortunately he's pretty much near the end of the level. Not a huge time loss there. I think MagicK is going to go here for his map warp as well. Meanwhile, Kanis in another water level with on guard. Not a lot going on here. This level is a little bit more dangerous than Coral Capers, but not too bad. Second try. So a first and a second try from our racers. Very good. Fortunately, as long as you don't start getting up into like the 8, 9, 10, 12 tries for this, it's not too bad. So what Kanis did right there is really important. You want to avoid swapping as much as possible. Diddy's obviously optimal. So you actually have to release that barrel kind of as Queen Bee is over your head and still manage to hit the stinger. It's a little tighter than it looks, but he gets it, and now he can get the fight kind of exactly how he wants it. MagicK doing all right here through most of Clam City. Yeah, easy. Kanis is on to World 4. This is kind of where the game starts to step up. There's one warp in this world. Fortunately, and probably the worst level in the world that's not Croctopus. But the game definitely starts to ramp up in difficulty. You're going to see a barrel boost here. Simply just grabbing a barrel and jumping on a slope. Go try it at home. Party trick for your friends. You can learn instantly. And now he's going to do a really dangerous extended roll here, I think. No, he's going to... Okay, that's fine. So normally what you do there's that barrel, not the last one, but the one before it, where normally you want to fire straight ahead, and he fired at a diagonal. And that kind of throws off the timing of the birds a little bit. And so he just opted to play it safe. Again, not a bad decision. Not really a lot of time lost for doing that. Ooh, Kanis drops the enemy, does not quite get on the rope. So he's got to wait for the next one to come up. He's going to... Yep, there we go. Play it a little safe, make sure he's guaranteed to get up there. And so what he's doing right now is he's actually hitting like a platform, something that's up there. Like it's kind of where you're stored after the bonus ends and you get spit back out. And he actually rolls into it with Diddy. Because Diddy can't normally reach that with his jump height. You either have to do what Kanis did or you have to switch to Donkey to jump into that warp. Ooh, that was a little dangerous from MagicK, but gets it. They're both on a snow level, and the bitrate is just imploded. Ah, my eyes. All right, there we go. Kanis is in the clear, and he's done with Snow Barrel. All right. So this level's pretty straightforward. The key thing is just not lose your bird. If you lose your bird, like you intentionally don't get the halfway point here in most circumstances because you can't get the bird back. And the bird makes this level much more tolerable. So you saw MagicK did the swap to Donkey there. Alright, Kanis is on to Croctopus Chase. I'll give you the quick spiel and then we'll... Well, I guess we don't have his music, so we won't enjoy the stylings of Aquatic Ambience yet. So, basically, the goal of this level is to cut corners as much as possible, mash really fast up vertical corridors, and that's about it. This level is actually really tricky to optimize. It's easy to lose, 5-10 seconds without even realizing it. Not for, I guess, what I mean by that is if you're new to this game and you're just playing these levels, a lot of times you can easily notice your time loss. Here, it's really not that clear. So now MagicK onto Aquatic Ambience. I gotta say, MagicK is doing a good job of keeping pace. In fact, if he had not had his 2 deaths in level 2, he would be hot on Kanis' tail. This can be a little bit deceptive. This level's like 2.5 minutes long. That being said, I think MagicK is not more than a minute behind, minute and a half. Yeah, there Kanis is done with Croctopus. He's moving on to the more difficult part of the run. Kanis' lead has not really shrunk. I would say maybe by a couple of seconds. This level's just really long. It's easy to look like it's a wide gap when you're skipping most of the levels in the first, 2.5 worlds. Kanis handles Torchlight no problem. This level's short. It's a little difficult because you can't see much, and there's some tricky jumps, but no problem. I think this is barring... Uh-oh. Well, I shouldn't have said anything. I get to say my whole sentence there. But I think this is about the point where if Kanis is going to pull away, he's going to do it now. Execution matters a lot more, kind of starting from the end of Croctopus. Yeah, Chillax. So just a long level. Kanis is not going to do Rope or Trumbull. He's been playing very conservatively for the most part. I expect him to go for kind of some standard frames that have bigger time saves. Like Tanked Up Trouble. I assume he's going to go for Oil Drum Alley. You'll start seeing the frame show here in the next level. Oh, that's fine, MagicK, just get out of there. Oh my god. Oh, that's so scary with Donkey. But he gets out of the level. Okay. Alright, yeah, Kanis is going to go for Oil Drum Alley. So here's our first instance in this race of a super jump roll attempt. Setup looks good so far. A little too fast on the setup, it looks like. He was early on his Y press. That's probably exactly what you're going to get, Drac Attack. I think for a race setting, probably, I don't know, Minecart Madness is always a tricky one because it's not a hard one to hit, but boy, is it a penalizing one to miss. So we'll see if he goes for that. Unless things have changed, MagicK is going to go for Tut and Perils. I don't think he's going to do anything else. I think MagicK will probably do the old strat here. He's going to take damage. Nope. Gonna hold out. Will MagicK go for ODA? I don't know if that was just playing it safe or if that's the setup. So normally, if you're not doing the super jump roll, what you can do there to save time is you can take damage on the last cycle as Diddy, or you swap to Donkey. So you can swap to Donkey and you take damage, and it skips him doing the 4 jump cycle of the fight. He is! Oh, this could be huge. Setup does not look very clean. Oh, he's super jumping. That's what he's doing. That's right. I forgot MagicK does a lot of super jumps in his run. I'm sorry for the false hype, everybody. That's my fault. This is definitely slower than playing the level normally, I believe, but it is obviously much, much, much safer. So Kanis is going to do a little wiggle maneuver here to get that elevator cycle, and he's out of elevator antics. Poison Pond, a lot of people, if you had like a top 3 least favorite levels, this would be up there. Honestly, this is probably the worst water level to learn. It's not that bad though once you get used to it. Triple Mincer, you know, if Kanis was doing RTA, I'd expect him to go for Triple Mincer, but he's kind of shied away from a good number of riskier strats, so I don't know if he's going to risk losing on guard, but we'll see. That was scary. Looks... No, no. Oh, my Kanis stream froze. Uh-oh. Oh, my internet, probably. Give me just a second here, folks. Get back on commentary. My internet had just had a little hiccup, and it kind of paused for a moment. So let's see, where are we at? So let's see if Kanis goes for MCM. I don't think he will, but he could surprise me. Oh, he's trying to set up for it. He's trying to show... Oh, there he goes. All right. So... the reality of the situation here is that MCM saves like 3 seconds, and Kanis probably used a lot of that time trying to set up. So MagicK here on Poison Pond. Poison Pond can be one of the scariest levels as a newer runner, so he's definitely going to play it safe here. Kanis clearing MCM with ease. Now we're in the Blackout Basement. You know, believe it or not, there's really not a lot to say about Blackout Basement other than the obvious added challenge of it being in the dark. It's definitely a tough level to learn. Oh, there goes on guard. On MagicK's side. That's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Like, there's some good extended rolls. There's an Omega if you decide you want to be a little risky. And MagicK is just going to float here at the top. MagicK probably lost a good, like, at least 20 seconds off of that, fortunately. Alright, now for the most difficult boss. I suspect that MagicK is not going to go for the jump roll here. Yeah, just gonna float. Whew. You don't want to grab that rope. Grabbing that rope is a bad thing. It'll end your cartwheeling in midair experience very quickly. So he obviously swapped a Donkey there because Diddy can't take those guys out. And the Armadillos also. Donkey is more adept at taking out. Alright, Kanis on to World 6. Doodaloo-doo. Alright, so here's the frame gauntlet, everybody. I don't suspect we'll see the biggest time saver, Krem Tut, but we will see Bird Tut. I saw Kanis practicing Bird Tut before the race. Meanwhile, MagicK on... Oh no! He did go for it, he got it, but he landed back on the platform. Does not get Bird Tut. Does that count, Chillax? He technically hit the frame, but he was not able to carry it out. Yeah, this is where you're going to start to see the execution differences. You can see him taking Blackout Basement a lot safer than Kanis did. But yeah, so the thing about Krem Tut is it saves a lot of time, but you first have to get past... You have to basically wiggle yourself in between the platform and the track because you can land on either one. And then executing the rest of Krem Tut is actually pretty difficult because the bees are harder to dodge. But... you know, this is another opportunity for MagicK. He can't catch Kanis with Bird Tut, but he can gain a lot of ground on Kanis with Bird Tut. About 42 seconds if he hits it. Don't do anything bad for your health. That's not what we're advocating here on Speed Gaming. Yeah, you can see he's already cleared, but lots of ground to be made up here. MagicK on a really solid run. He hits a few frames, and he's definitely in PB territory. Kanis loses the Rhino right off the bat, but is able to recover. Let's see what MagicK's got up their sleeve here. I kind of wonder if MagicK plays on emulator that gets that weird effect. I have no idea. It's really odd. Kanis executing this level really well after the early slip up. Gets the damage boost with the Rhino in the right place. And he's on to Misty, which he's gonna... I assume he's gonna try the super jump roll here. Yep. No Bird Tut. Did he mess up his setup, I guess, maybe? And no super jump roll for Kanis. I believe we're frameless outside of MCM so far this run. Safety Donkey, don't blame him. Oops, good thing you grabbed that Safety Donkey. That was probably MagicK's best shot outside of a death at catching up to Kanis. Yeah, pretty standard Misty Mine here. See if he closes it out strong. Misty Mine was the level I was the most excited to see get a super jump roll, because this level is just awful. All right, he's on the loopy lights. There is technically a super jump roll in this level as well, but I don't think it saves that much time. And so far, Fathlo is the only person I've seen go for it. Diddy does love his rolling. All right, he's going to do a super jump here, I assume. Yep, there he goes. Yeah, Kanis did not go for it, which isn't surprising. I think Fathlo just said he started incorporating it in his runs recently, and he's got like a 32-15. All right. We're moving on to Kanis' last chance for a big frame here in Platform Perils. Let's see how he does. Also to note, the super jump is definitely slower than using Rambi, but this level is really... Rambi's really hard to control. I think he's going to super jump over this level too. Uh-oh, that was unfortunate. I've never seen it happen quite like that. So now Kanis will have to play for a little bit with Dunk. He can get a barrel right here. Swapping in this level is unfortunately a little bit of a pain. Right there's like the best spot. Oh no! I like looked away, but it looked like he jumped into the B on accident. Oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, MagicK does a good number of super jumps in World 6. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I thought Kanis was dead. Does he super jump over Loopy as well? I guess so. Well, there you have it. Kanis on. He's done with all the regular levels of the game. He is now on to the boss gauntlet here at the end. He did get Golden Barrel, the most important part. And there's your 5th hit on Nike Sr., and we're on the K rule. But yeah, MagicK takes this world very safe. Looks like he may have let go of his button a little too early. Or late, excuse me. And now he is on Platform Perils. Obviously, Kanis is raced to lose still. MagicK does go for Platform Perils. He does a slower, but probably a little bit easier to execute setup. Just barely missed the platform there. Yeah, Cranky also likes to brag to me about doing this in 1 life in under an hour when I collect everything using 1 life in under an hour. He's got nothing on us, man. A little early there on MagicK's part. So, the only frame was MCM this run, it looks like. They are indeed quite perilous. The end. Oh no! Oh, that is a heartbreaker. And with that, Kanis is done. GG, Kanis. Good work. We'll see if he wants to do an interview. So the official time from the IRC was a 36:21. And now we're moving on to the final two bosses here. Not much to say about Neki. He's the same guy from World 2, except for now he spits more at you. Alright, moving on to K. Brule. So yeah, the big thing for K. Brule here, I don't think I really talked about this during Kanis's fight, is you want to just focus on hitting him as early as possible. It can be a little bit dangerous, obviously, because the crown can damage you. And the good news is, guys, if you do love this tournament, if you've enjoyed the matches so far, we've got a pretty loaded week for you. We've got 3 matches, it looks like, tomorrow, as well as 3 on Friday, or Thursday. So, and 1 on Friday, currently scheduled. So you've got a lot of Donkey Kong Country action coming up here in the next couple of days. Final hit here. All right, that is a GG for MagicK as well. So we'll see if MagicK is interested in an interview. Give both of these runners a big round of applause. Give them a follow if you're interested in Donkey Kong Country content. Give us the command. There you go. Both did a great job on a good show. While we're waiting, we'll enjoy this nice victory music as Cranky yells at us as always. This probably will cut the audio. Yeah, that figures. It does not look like we're gonna get MagicK. Yeah, they left the Discord channel, so I think that's gonna do it for us then. Again, great job to both runners. Both put forth an excellent effort, and like I said, we've got a good number of Donkey Kong Country matches coming up. And I think that's it for me. I think there's a Super Mario Galaxy tournament going on Speed Gaming 1 right now. I don't know how close that is to completion. But yeah, there's still plenty of good speed gaming content, guys. So make sure you give all the channels your support. The people here do a great job. And I think that will do it for me. This has been Supreme. I hope you guys enjoyed the race. I hope you guys didn't mind my talking too much. And I hope you all have a fantastic evening.